Alright, let's fucking do it. Right, we're here. Hello. Let me put this water away because we don't want to be endorsing
water.
So hi guys, welcome to the Pokes and Jokes podcast with me and my good girl Jen.
Hi, welcome.
So Jen, for people that don't know you, now they do, and lucky them, can you tell us a little bit about yourself just for the cred?
So yeah, I'm Jen. I'm a femme fatale manager and comedian, professional chat shit.
Chat shit, get banged.
Wait, are we able to swear? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we do what we want.
Fucking
this is
brilliant.
our platform.
Yeah, this is our platform, right? Yeah, so I manage femme fatale, do comedy as well, and yeah, general joke
just
stuff.
all round good time gal.
Yeah.
Amazing. So just for you guys that are tuning in, this is our first podcast. This is the first time I've ever done a podcast of my own. I've been on podcasts, and Jen, you've done a few things like this.
Yeah.
You're very well versed in front of the camera, so I have no doubt you're going to be a natural. But yeah, basically we started this because we wanted to just create a new creative avenue where you could get to know us on a more personal level, and also we can get to know you on a more personal level. Like, we want to engage with you guys and hear from you, hear your stories, and this is kind of just like a safe space for me and Jen just to chat shit and for you to get to know us better and
have a laugh.
Yeah, just have a little laugh on the way.
Yeah.
So how's your week been, babe?
It's been good. Me and Grace have had like the lurgy of all lurgies.
Yeah, we have. If anyone else got that horrible chest infection which is going around, I feel for you.
Yeah, and if you haven't got it, I hope you get it because
you deserve it.
Yeah. So me and Grace have been really, really ill. So
hasn't stopped you though, has it? You went out last night, saw a musical.
Yeah, it wasn't a musical. I don't know why that Scouse girl said it. I went to see the Stranger Things play.
Oh, it's a play. I thought it was a musical.
Mate, so good.
Really?
Do you watch Stranger Things?
No.
It is. Well, first of all, it's the dog's bollocks.
I know.
But this
Everyone
play,
keeps telling me.
yeah, you got to watch it because you'd really like it because there's a lot of like governmental conspiracy kind of vibes going on in it, which I think you'd appreciate.
The thing is, right, I'm not gonna lie, I did give it a go. I tried with the first season, but child actors just annoy the fuck out of me.
Yeah, they are jarring.
And I know that sounds really mean. Like, I'm not saying I don't like children. I'm just saying when they act in front of me. Like,
yeah, I do get it, and but I think it's worth it. It's worth sitting through the cringe because there's some really good. Like, there's so much about it that I know you would love if you stuck with it. Okay. Like shady government stuff. Ryder. And oh my God, Winona, what a babe. And David Arbor as well. Is that's the guy who, Hopper, you know, the cop who like adopts Eleven.
No.
First of all, huh? Lily Allen's
oh,
husband.
I know who that is. Yeah.
He is such a daddy.
Ew.
I went to see him in a play and he was just dadismo for me. Maybe that's my daddy issues at play. I'm like, Papa, is that you? But
oh, babe, don't worry. We'll
But yeah, so no, that was really good. But yeah, just been chilling, working.
Nice.
Yeah, just relaxing. How's your week been?
It's been alright. We have been slacking on the gym, haven't we? But we've got this chest infection to blame for that.
Yeah,
so
no, we've been poorly, yeah.
But no, my week's been pretty laid back, to be honest with you. I've just been resting, trying to get over this cold. But then we shot some stuff with Killer Ink yesterday, didn't we? Which was really cool.
Yeah.
That was really fun. And then just been doing some tattoos. And then I shot the second episode of Under Your Skin.
Yeah,
that was really fun.
Yeah.
So we had Joe from Idols, the singer of Idols, and I actually have known Joe since I was like probably like 18, 19 from when I moved to Bristol.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, no, it's really nice to kind of see the evolution that we've both been through, you know. He's, you know, the lead singer of a very successful band now, and he's doing his creative thing and he's thriving, and it's just so nice to see like the evolution of both of us, because there has been like a very big evolution, I think. So it's really nice to catch up on that.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's kind of like 18, 19 is sort of when you're first going into adulthood. And even though like some of us were out on these streets earlier than others, it's still kind of like when you're like seen in society as an adult kind of thing. So it's sort of growing up together a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And we definitely went through like, well, I grew up in Plymouth, which was like pretty rowdy, and it was like I started going out and watching like, you know, like punk bands in the local music scene from the age of like probably like 13 or 14, and then I got a fake ID when I was like 14 and started going to the clubs and stuff like that. So the club. Shout out JFK's. I don't know if that place is still open, but it probably shouldn't be. So but yeah, so I did a lot of going out, did a lot of experimenting and stuff like that when I was a kid, and just wanted to like be out partying all the time.
all the time, yeah.
But then when I moved to Bristol, it was like this whole new city for me, you know. It was like new people, new city. It wasn't like my hometown.
Yeah.
So it was just like I met all these like other kind of lost creative weirdos, and Joe was one of them, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bristol was really fun. But obviously you've been to Bristol. Bristol's a party town.
Yeah.
It's a very easy place to get like lost in the fog.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, you couldn't end up living in a van within a month of being in Bristol.
No, it's so true.
Yeah, like,
or like living in some crazy squat with some weird anarchists.
Yeah, just like I feel like I've known people that have gone to like live in Bristol, and like I feel like the dreads just formed themselves.
The Caucasian dreads.
Yeah. the crusty, natty dreads, yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of eco warriors in Bristol.
Yeah, shout out to
the eco warriors.
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah, saving the world one crusty dread at a time.
Yeah, one line of ketamine at a time. But yeah, no, that's really cool, because I think I saw him briefly, but he seems like nice, and he almost gives kind of like dad vibes a bit. Which is like,
yeah, well, he is a dad now.
Yeah.
He's got a 5-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's obviously we don't think about those things when we're teenagers and getting fucked up, but to see him like as a father now, like you can see that he's living through the eyes of someone else. You know, he has the responsibility of his daughter now, and that changes a lot, and it's really beautiful to see.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of the man that he's become. Yeah, he's a really lovely guy.
Yeah, he seemed really sound.
Yeah.
So in terms of like FFTV, just for like people listening, I think it would be nice if you could like explain a little bit about what like the aim is and what it's about, and like how awesome it is and everything like that.
Absolutely. Well, I hope it's going to be awesome. We know it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So basically I started FFTV with my friend Luke. He'd been on at me for ages to do more like TV stuff, you know, and off the back of doing like the Vice stuff, I've had people say to me for years, you know, like, when are you going to make more documentaries, when are you going to do more stuff like that? And there is one side of it where I would just jump into it immediately, you know, and just go, because these experiences are incredible. But for me, like, as someone who's been like a self-employed tattoo artist there, like basically their whole adult life, I don't really know how to like work for or with people, like not people, like I mean like big companies and like conglomerates, and like,
that kind of want you to be in a bit of a box. And
and I'm not saying my experience with Vice was bad, it wasn't, but it was like a learning experience, and there was some really positives I took out of it, and there was also some negatives. So I knew that if I was going to do this again, I'd want to kind of do it on my own terms. So that's the aim, really, is to create like tattoo content and documentaries on tattoos, and have things like this, podcast chats, and just like build a platform that shares and highlights like the beauty of the industry and the fun parts, and then also like highlighting ourselves and being able to like, because you know I've had a following online for a while now, and you learn how to kind of share what you're comfortable with sharing, you know. And I've definitely not been one of those people who let's say I've been very conscious of like how much of my deep personal life and the complexities of me as a human being I put out there, you know. But I think this would be like a fun way to share a bit more of who I am. Like, obviously, you know, like people who come to the shop, and get tattooed and like hang out with us long enough, like they see like us in our real authentic selves and being in a safe space and just, you know, being the cretins that we are. But it would be nice to share that on a bigger platform.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's you have to be so careful these days with the internet and like how much you're putting out there, especially for like someone with your platform as well, because like people are weird. Yeah,
they can be. And also like people get, and this is something that I've learned as well, like a lot of people come with this made notion of who you are if they follow you online. And if we all cut and paste to a certain degree, do you know what I mean? Unless you're really out there living like like your whole life online.
Yeah, on live all the time.
Yeah, and fair play to you if you can do that. But I couldn't do that, you know. But it would be great to just like have fun with it, you know. And I lost my train of thought. This is gonna happen a lot. Bring the stoner ADHD on the podcast. Yeah. What are we talking about? We're talking about FFTV.
Yeah.
We're talking about what we're doing with it.
Yeah.
And where we're gonna go. But yeah, like I just wanna I just wanna create like a platform and celebrate people I love and hear interesting stories and learn about people and learn about myself, and yeah, that's it. Like just have a good time, and tattooing such a beautiful thing, and we have like the TV representation of tattooing, and that's fun and jokey and it's all very gimmicky and you know, like it serves its purpose. We're not going to slate it, but I want to create something that's a bit more genuine.
Delve a bit deeper into like the actual craft of it, and because like the stuff that you see on TV is mainly like tattoo fixes, or like, oh, I got this tattoo in freaking Cavos in 2004 and like, I need it covered up.
Everyone's just bored of that now,
because there's so much, like, it's such a beautiful art form, and there's so much like time and dedication that goes into actually learning how to do it and work with the skin and all the different things. And I think there's like also loads of like amazing characters within the tattooing as well as obviously some fuckwits, but generally
well, actually, like I was talking about this yesterday, and we were talking about the podcast, and it would be really interesting to kind of, you know, I want to
whoa there.
I want to celebrate tattooing, and I want to highlight the beauty of it, but I also want to create an honest platform where we talk about the industry and we talk about everything to do with tattooing, you know, because tattooing as an art form is a beautiful thing, but tattooing as an industry, especially in the way that it's grown so dramatically in the last like 10 years, it's like, I think it's important that we you know, invite certain people from the industry in here to talk about their experiences.
Definitely,
because it will only help future tattooers and future people who want to get tattooed to understand, you know, like the literally like the dangers to look out for, because there are dangerous elements of this industry if you're not knowing where to look in the right places. And you know, we could get into it now and we could be here for hours, you know, but we're not. I'm going to save it. But you know, there's a lot of things that need to be talked about in the industry, positive and negative, and I think that this would be a really good place to do it.
Yeah, well, because I think like any sort of creative field, like can attract a certain type of person at times, you know, who maybe don't have the best interests of like the people who are frequenting them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I think, like, you know, because obviously like I do comedy, and like you see it all the time in comedy as well, you know, certain characters who...
Well, this is where it's going to be interesting as well, because I'm going to be able to learn from your experiences, and you're going to be able to learn from mine in the fields that we
crossover,
work in. But we're still going to be able to understand where it's coming from. You know? 'Cause like you said, in any industry, especially like a big popular industry, where people are trying to gather notoriety, fame, popularity, and money, like it can get, the grey areas can get really grey.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting how, like, off the back of, I guess, the Me Too movement and like the Hollywood like movement, and every industry has kind of gone through their own Me Too thing.
Yeah,
you know?
certainly.
Like, it's definitely highlighted a lot of the like toxic traits of certain industries.
Yeah.
And definitely like performing and tattooing is.
Yeah, I think it's like anything that's like front facing and that you need to kind of be your own brand with. yeah, it's just like a narcissist's wet dream, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, creative fields breed narcissism. So there we go.
So yeah, like we were saying, like this podcast really is just gonna sort of be like a free forum for like you guys to get to know us and for us to like talk freely about you know, any manner of things that we've had going on in the week, like, you know, cult documentaries that we've watched because we're obsessed, or true crime stories, or whatever the case may be. But one thing we would really like for the podcast is like we want to get to know you guys as well. We don't want it to just be a one-sided conversation. It's always more fun when more people are involved. So
confess to us.
Yeah, confess your darkest secrets. So if you guys would like to send us like naughty confessions, dirty stories, any like funny tattoo stories you've got, or of course you can ask Grace anything.
Yeah, so the question and answers is open. So if you guys have any funny stories, like Jen said, anything you want to get off your chest, any confessions, also any questions that you want to shoot me and Jen, like you're going to get to know Jen a lot more during this podcast as well. So send us your questions in if you have anything that you want to know about us. Within reason, I guess we'll answer.
Yeah.
But send them in anyway. You never know.
Yeah.
We like to see what you got going on in your mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I can't wait. That's one thing I'm really excited about, is to get to know you guys and hear your stories, hear your confessionals, hear your embarrassing moments, because the more you share, the more inclined I'll probably be to share as well. Once you get me going, I'm an open book. You can't stop me, so it's going to be funny.
Yeah, so if you do want to send over anything, any like bits you want us to chat about, please send it over to podcast@ff-tv.com. We will put that somewhere written down so you can actually see it. And just so you know, if you do ask anything weird, you're getting put on blast. So whatever you ask or whatever you send in, make sure you're ready for people to hear it, because it's going to get heard.
You know, put your government name on here.
No.
And your address, but we are. If you do write in, we seriously probably are going to talk about it.
Yeah. So make sure that you're prepared. You're not going to get doxxed. No one's going to show up at your house, but. Yeah.
You might be embarrassed.
But speaking of freaky stories, how about that Daisy Cooper episodes?
Oh mate, sorry, my snotty tissues falling out of my sleeves.
Putting it up your sleeve as well. Like primary school.
Where else am I meant to put it? Yes, Daisy. Oh my god, she is honestly, that woman is so funny.
What a babe.
Like, I love me a West Country girl anyway, like, but she honestly, she's the loveliest woman.
Yeah.
She was so just chill, down to earth, like really funny, wasn't high strung, because you know, like, just because you're hilarious on TV, like, she's a huge celebrity. I was thinking like that, you know, I hope she's like, I hope she's
down
nice.
to earth,
yeah,
and
I
like
hope we
chill,
can like have cracks, you know what I mean? I hope we can have a bit of banter together, and like even behind the scenes and stuff, like I hope that we like get along, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's just fucking lovely.
She is an absolute
hilarious.
babe. Yeah, she's so funny, and like, just she is how you see her.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
what you see is what you get.
Yeah, there's really not much differentiation to like her characters, I think.
And she's super open as well, which I really like. For me, like, I'm not a journalist, I'm not an interviewer. Like, I'll do these chats and do these interviews because it's a pleasure for me to have these conversations. But like, you know, especially because it was the first one, I was a bit shook. Like, you know, I'm meeting this celebrity, you know, I want it to like flow well, but she just made it so easy for me, you know. She was just legendary. Yeah. And she's fucking hilarious. Like, she's so authentic and so open. Like, she was saying, like, talking about her ex-partner's fetishes of like flat pack furniture and inanimate objects. Yeah. And she's pretending to be oh no, she's not pretending, but he's pretending to be a coat stand in the corner of the room.
Lampshade and like
hilarious, absolutely fucking brilliant, you know. But yeah, very genuine, down to earth woman, very interesting, like likes a lot, is into a lot of different shit, you know. Like, she's really into tarot. She was like she was reading your cards, wasn't she? She was reading your cards before the interview. Yeah. So what was that about? Like, what did it say? Were the cards on point?
Yeah, well, hopefully we're still, she said in the next year, there's going to be a lot of big changes and a lot of big decisions to make, which is coming true, I think.
Right.
And then she was like, but basically, whatever you decide is going to make you a shitload of money. So I was like, boy,
let's go.
That's Gucci with me.
Right, that's all I need to hear.
But she was just like super sweet because, you know, obviously, like as a woman that's trying to get into like her industry as well of like comedy writing and doing comedy and stuff like that, she was just like, sometimes it can be quite gatekeepy. Like people never really want to like give you the real tea on like how you can like next steps you can take and stuff like that. And she was like, so like, oh, I know this producer and blah blah blah, and I can help you with this, and like just pointing me in the right direction, which was like really nice because she didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
because she's like huge. Because even like, you know, I was kind of nervous when we was meeting her because I was like, oh, because I love Daisy Cooper anyway. Yeah, because I'm like obsessed with her. Like I've read her book and I've like seen all of her shows and everything like that. So I was like, obviously you don't want to act like, yeah. Like I love you. Yeah, I love you so much. Let me touch your face. Like obviously you want to be like cool as a cucumber. Yeah. But she just made it so easy though, because she just like was so personable and so charming and funny. I was like, okay, you really did feel like just we was a bunch of friends. Like the way we was all bantering was really nice. Yeah.
I had a lot of time for days.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope we get to hang out again.
Yeah, I hope that she does invite us to her house to do some ghost hunting.
Oh my god, yeah, we're down to ghost hunting. Yeah. Your house things. Anywhere, it doesn't have to be your house.
Yeah, it's great.
But if you want to take us ghost hunting,
that did seem a bit like in your house.
Yeah.
Like
we'll come to your house.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be so much fun.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, she's a babe.
Meet some Cornish ghosts.
Yeah. Be not afraid.
Oh dear. Speaking of ghosts, have you been watching any good conspiracy things recently?
Not conspiracy wise, no.
What's good? What's been on your agenda?
There's been quite a few good docos, but there was one
don't get me started on the true crime documentaries.
Yeah, The Garden.
Bro.
Yeah, that was very, very good.
If anyone hasn't watched The Garden, it's on, what do you watch on Discovery?
I watched it on Discovery Plus, yeah.
It's called The Garden, Cult or Commune.
Yeah.
And it's all about a like an eco farm and like a bunch of like anarchist hippie type folks in America, and yeah, there's like, they basically go there and film it, but they put new people in it.
Yeah, it's almost it's like a documentary, but it's kind of set up like a reality TV show as well. Like
it is,
it's kind of weird. But it's very interesting because I used to like be part of a community like that. Shout out Runnymede. Like way back when, probably about 10 years ago. And yeah, there's a lot of similarities that I drew, because I don't think it's a cult personally.
I don't know. I think they have, like that lady who got shunned and like extradited. Is extradited the right word? Who got extradited from
exiled.
Exiled, that's it. She said that they had cult-like tendencies, which I probably would agree with.
Yeah, I think any group like that will have certain. Yeah.
I think it's very hard, like for us as human beings, in the way that we're conditioned to not have. Even though you're saying that you live in a community that does not have any authority, and everyone says like everyone's
there's no hierarchy and stuff.
Yeah, there always is. Yeah. Even if you say there isn't, and that's what I think that you can see in this program. Is like there is definitely a hierarchical structure. There's people who are looked to when things go wrong.
Yeah, who are more knowledgeable about certain things, or just naturally are like natural leaders.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that people have been there longer as well, you know, all these things like make a huge factor. And like that, there's a guy that goes in it who's kind of like, he's a pretty intense guy, the big guy.
What, Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh my God, psychopath.
Yeah. But he's like an ex-army guy, right? He's a veteran.
Ex-military.
He served in the war. He's like super fucked up, has like PTSD.
Yeah.
And you can tell that this like kind of like nomadic like way of life, off-grid way of life is like really appealing to him.
Yeah.
But he's just like really intense.
Yeah, and he's like a control freak as well.
You can tell that he would love to be like the cult leader.
Well, he said like,
he says it to Tree, right? The ginger guy.
Yeah, because he's like, he's like, this is all great, but like in my perfect version of things, me and my wife are in charge. And then Tree's like, okay, but what you're describing is a cult. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, shit. So I feel like you even came there even to try and make it a cult, even if it wasn't,
Yeah.
was maybe a little like
I think
indirect motive.
He was probably hoping that it was a cult, and that way, like, he thought
he could like climb his way to the top.
Yeah, because he thinks that he would be the most alpha out of the pack.
Yeah,
and honestly, he is.
He is, because like I mean, but it's not hard to be an alpha in them types of scenarios. Like eco villages and anarchist spaces don't really attract like alpha males. You know what I mean? It's like not exactly a breeding ground for like machismo. It's mainly like, you know. Absolutely. Sweet soft boys who kind of want to just like smoke weed and bang bongos and like eat mung beans. Yeah.
Drink spirulina.
Yeah.
Literally spirulina and then a can of Strongbow.
Yeah, exactly. It negates it, man. But in terms of conspiracies and stuff, have you because I know you're quite good at picking up on those. Have you heard any good ones this week?
Well, yeah, like anyone who knows me knows that I love conspiracy. And I'm just going to put this out there right now before everyone starts coming for me on the TikTok avenues and all that. All the kids start coming for me. Look, I don't believe in every conspiracy. I'm not saying I believe in any. But I think they're fucking fascinating to read about and they're super interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I think that there definitely have been some important ones that have been proven true. Yeah. But that is a big conversation that I don't think we're ready for. But no, I saw, well, you know that conspiracy about the Simpsons? You know the Simpsons conspiracy?
Oh, what, that it always comes true, predicts the future. Yeah.
So let me just adjust my mic so you can hear me properly, 'cause it's important.
It's what do people want to hear? It's what gets people going.
So yeah, there's a thing, if you don't know, that the Simpsons predict the future, and there's loads of things that have happened in the Simpsons that have come true like years later, like, and are very like unnervingly similar, like the Donald Trump getting elected.
Yeah.
But there's a new one, so like there's a new episode of The Simpsons and they have a sonic storm in it. There's this like crazy like electrical storm that like basically like fucks up the whole planet, and that's the new thing that they think is going to come true.
Oh, really?
And there's already been like reports on like the news and stuff in America that this like sonic storm is like heading towards Earth.
Swear down.
Yeah, and it's going to like fuck everything up apparently if it hits Earth. It's apparently when like so they apparently took a picture of the sun, like NASA or whoever's got like those cameras.
Them man. Yeah. Them spaceman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They took a picture of the sun and they noticed that like a little bit of the sun had like exploded.
Oh god.
So it's like basically like cracked or like split, and out of that is where the sonic storm comes from. This could be all completely wrong. I've only seen it online from like other people on TikTok talking about it. I'm no professor. But yeah, that is one thing that is apparently
scary as hell. So space is scary.
It is scary, and the Simpsons are scary because they seem to be like on the money with a lot of shit.
But how? Time travelers.
They also predicted like COVID and stuff, didn't they? In the Simpsons, there was like all of that.
Oh, what? From when
the
they
virus
sneezed in the
Yeah. So the Simpsons is an interesting one. I don't know how they do that, but then that could lead on to another conspiracy that I've read about, which I think is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Where there's a theory that the CIA like feed Hollywood storylines to put in certain movies to essentially like condition us to not be shocked when it happens in real life.
Okay.
Or what's the word for it? What's the word? You know the word. Desensitize.
Yeah.
Desensitize us.
Desensitize.
That's what they're trying to do.
I'm like,
see, you've got me going. I need to calm down. I'm starting to sweat.
They're listening.
Let's talk about the Mandela Effect conspiracy.
Okay. This is one I fuck with.
Yeah.
This is one I fuck with because I mean, obviously, I like because of our ADHD brains. I know I misremember shit all the time. I know that, and like it's not even just ADHD. Like, you know, started smoking weed at a time when my brain was developing, so I know there's some scrambled eggs going on upstairs. But there is certain things that I know, gosh darn, I remember different.
Right.
Like even because there was one of like the spelling of Febreze was like different. They spelled it different in the other timeline. Which sounds,
in the parallel universe.
And then even like sketches, it's all like minor stuff, that I've picked up on.
So have you seen the Fruit of the Loom one? Because that's like a really big one that they're talking about right now.
Yeah, and because Fruit of the Loom made all the band t-shirts back in the day.
Exactly, right? And as someone who frequented the band scene, as a young girl, who's very into the alternative music,
hella Fruit of the Loom.
So do you remember it with? So what they're saying is that Fruit of the Loom are saying that there was never a cornucopia in the design.
There was.
Right, I believe it.
There dead ass was.
I believe that.
Yeah.
But they're saying that it was just fruit. But I remember it as the fruit with the cornucopia behind, which is like a little like horny basket thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it got so deep online that Fruit of the Loom actually had to like put out a statement saying that like we didn't have the cornucopia thing. But
why does everybody remember it then? I'm sorry, but surely
that's what I'm saying.
If that many people remember it, and because also if they're covering that up, what else are they covering up?
Maybe it's all part of MK Ultra.
Hey.
You see, I just switched from.
It's all intertwined.
It is.
MI5, CIA, Fruit of the Loom. They're all
cornucopia. Was it there? Was it not?
They're in cahoots.
We want to know from you. Did you remember the Fruit of the Loom as having the cornucopia, or did it not have the cornucopia? Send us your messages.
And if you have any old band t-shirts with the labels,
yes, because I reckon we could find one.
Yeah, because I threw out all my old band t-shirts. When I say they went missing over time.
Well, you used to live in anarchist punk squats, so it's probably like a communal wardrobe vibe.
Yeah, exactly. And also losing them in evictions and stuff as well. So I don't have any. But if you
looks like we're gonna start all over again today, guys.
But if you do and you can prove this, send it to
I think we should be
us.
the people to prove that the Mandela Effect exists and the Fruit of the Loom one's going to be it. I reckon we can do it.
We've cracked it.
Yeah.
I think we
we know enough people who have old band t-shirts.
Yeah.
And we have enough reach that people who have old band t-shirts.
Yeah. Come on, guys, help us crack the case.
Crack the case. Right, let's talk about what we've got going on, because we've got an exciting month ahead of us. We've got an exciting 2 months ahead of us, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, firstly, one exciting thing I want to highlight, because it's kind of like a childhood dream come true. I was invited to talk about tattoos on the Tony Robinson podcast. Ugh. If any of you don't know who Tony Robinson is,
get to know.
I'm done with you. Basically, he's like a childhood figure in my life. You know, I used to watch Blackadder with my dad when I was like a tiny bit kid, and I used to sit on the sofa with him and we'd watch this. And Baldrick is just this iconic character in the show, but he's also just like an all-round nationwide sweetheart.
Treasure,
he's an absolute treasure.
National treasure.
That's what I'm looking for, national treasure.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does like history and stuff, but he's an absolute sweetheart. And he invited me to come on this podcast with someone I know from the industry as well, a really very knowledgeable man called Dr. Matthew Lodder. Ooh. Yes, darling, he is doctor. Yes, a doctor of art, history and tattoos.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's got his whole like I think I want to say historian, like masters. But I'm an uneducated bitch, so I don't know.
We
like,
didn't go to uni and all them things.
No, I didn't even do my GCSEs, bro. So like, I don't know about that shit. But yeah, he's very knowledgeable, and he's got like a master's in tattoo history. And we went on there and we just talked about all these things, tattoos, and it was really fun. And it just was like, I don't know, it just felt so nostalgic and lovely to like have this chat with this man who I'd like grown up watching on TV.
Oh, definitely,
yeah, it was so cool. So that comes out on Thursday. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, check it out, guys.
Definitely check it out.
To be honest with you, actually, it will be probably out now by the time that this is aired. So, yeah, go watch it. It's out now.
Yeah. Let me backtrack a bit. Yeah, that's amazing.
And then we've got what we got at the end of the month,
Brighton Tattoo Convention. Yeah,
so excited about that. Sorry,
that's gonna be really fun.
I'm very handsy, I'm very moving. I need to learn how to not be so jittery behind the mic. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. We've got the Femme Fatale room at Brighton again this year, which is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. There's Grace still has space as well.
Cut that. I'll be booked by the time this airs. Are you mad?
Leave it in. No, come say hi to us. There's gonna be like loads of merch for everyone to buy. Like all the artists are gonna have little bits and bobs, like really, really cool stuff. and also you're just gonna be able to hang out with us.
Yeah, it's gonna be a vibe, guys. You need to come down. Like, Brighton is such a sick convention anyway. Woody, who puts on it, he's always been so good to me, and such an amazing guy. Always wants to evolve the convention every year and make it bigger and better, and I think he does that every time. And last year he asked me to do the takeover, which is where basically like Femme Fatale has its own room, and I get to pick all the artists in there, and there's like 40 of us, and it's really cute. We have lighting, we have a bar, we have vibes, music. It's just a really good time. So if you are in Brighton the last weekend of February and you're going to come to the convention, make sure you come and check us out in the Femme room. Just look for the pink light and listen for the music.
Yeah, because we're gonna have the tunes blaring.
You know that.
It's
Free
gonna
world
be
boss.
Yeah. It's gonna be a curated room with curated music, and it's gonna be pussy popping basically. So come and say hi.
And then it will be March, and March is my birthday month. And me and you, aren't we, babe? We're going to LA.
Yes,
can't wait.
California.
Yeah, taking my girl Jen to LA for the first time. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really, really excited. I've never been before. Grace is like, it's pretty much like your second home, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a veteran of LA.
Yeah.
Well, like, one of my best friends, Norm, rest in peace, like, he just made me fall in love with LA because he just introduced me to his life there, you know? And through that, I've met so many amazing friends and met so many amazing tattooers and just made, like, lifelong bonds out there. So I just want to see my girls, and I miss them. So it makes sense for me to go out there. Also, LA is beautiful. Like, obviously there's a really like superficial side to LA, just like there is to London, you know, like you can get caught up in the scene and it's a bit cringe.
Yeah, but it's like that in any major city though, isn't it?
Exactly. But LA, like, is, you can't complain with LA.
Yeah.
The food is banging. The weather is banging.
Yeah.
You can go to the beach. You can go up in the mountains.
Yeah.
You can go to Malibu and be like chill and alone, or like you can go up in the hills and do whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's a super fun place to be, and there's just like really like the community that I'm connected with there. They're just like real, genuine, cool people.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm
back.
excited to meet all of the people and just eat hella food.
We are gonna eat it up.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
It's gonna be really delicious.
I'm gonna take you Pepe's Tacos. I'm gonna take you to Bossa Nova Grill. We're gonna get In and Out. We're gonna get all the good stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be banging. Yeah,
yes.
And for your birthday as well, we'll do something fun.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
If any, like, me and Jen love to eat. So if you have any recommendations for food in LA, like, obviously I've been there a bunch, but I could always
discover new things.
Absolutely,
yeah.
I could always do with new food spots and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you to the Rage Room as well. That is one of the most fun activities I've ever done in my life. Like, put me in a room with a bunch of crazy bitches and we just get to smash shit.
Yeah, that sounds banging.
And
wasn't it like super cheap as well? It was like $9 or something.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was $60 for 5 people, and you get put in a room, and it's just like a big wooden room.
Yeah.
And it's got like bats and like lead pipes. It's like Cluedo.
Damn.
It's like, got all these things mounted on the wall.
Cluedo, you know.
And it's got boxes of you can get like, you can pay more and you can like fuck up different shit, but I just wanted to smash glass and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So we had these like 2 massive crates of bottles and jars and wine bottles, and we just lining them up and throwing them up in the air, playing baseball. You know how Americans do, they love that shit. I was like, you girls are crazy.
Yeah, we're like got clay pigeons. And they're like out here with like bats and shit.
Have you ever shot a clay pigeon?
No.
Have you ever shot a gun?
No, never.
Oh my god.
Can we go and shoot guns?
I've never done that in LA. I know that you can. My friend does it in Vegas when she goes home to Vegas.
Yeah.
So maybe we could take like an impromptu trip to Vegas and go shoot some guns.
I mean,
they're like, look, this is gonna maybe be controversial to talk about, I don't know, but like, if you've shot a gun before, you'll know how fucking good it feels at a paper target or whatever. Like.
Yeah, no, I would never shoot a gun at a person, and I don't think that every Tom, Dick and Harry should have a gun.
No.
Like, by any means, but
the gun range.
Would I like to shoot a gun? Hell yeah.
It is fun, and anyone says it isn't.
Yeah,
and liar.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like it you know, it's kind of like a toy. If you're at a range, it's like going go-karting or quad biking or something. If you're at a range, you know what I mean? Not if you're just carrying it around.
Yeah, it's a bit spicier than that.
Yeah, a bit spicier, but I mean, like, it's like an activity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It could be like a really like nice bonding experience for me and you.
Yeah.
And also, I think just because we're quite, I guess, traumatized folks, me and you. it's good to like let out some of the
I think
built up aggression.
Yeah, and especially like if the target looks like a man, then
I'm
even
a hit
better.
it every time. On point. Straight in the willy.
Yeah. Get him in the willy.
Sorry, there we go, banging. It's me hands.
All this talk of guns,
me big
getting you
hands, me long
excited.
arms, yeah.
What else have we got coming up?
What else have we got coming up?
I'm gonna be gigging in Birmingham on like the 19th of February at Queer Night called Queer as Joke.
Ooh.
If anybody is around in Brummy and
Good old Brummetown.
wants to pass through and do that. This month I don't really have many gigs booked in because I got so poorly. I just like,
honestly,
I
this
was
cough has wiped us both
trust
out.
me, it's been like, this is like the second week now, or like going into the week 3 of having it. I think I got sick like 2 weeks ago.
It's just boring, isn't it?
Yeah, and like I'm like more or less better now. I'm just like still quite wheezy, but also I smoke like 40 a day, so
Yeah.
it's
We
hard
do
to tell. Yeah, it's hard to differentiate sometimes, you know.
Oh, it's annoying as well. I don't know about you, but I hate being sick when I'm single because there's nobody to like moan at and be like, "You make me a cup of tea, please."
Yeah, I don't like
You want me
fending for
for-
myself
No,
when I'm ill.
No, I
Fend
fend for
for
myself
me.
like all the time.
Exactly.
It would just be nice.
Yeah, because like, don't get twisted. I love being like a strong, independent woman and stuff like that.
Say it again.
But there are times where I'm like, let's take it back to the old school. Let me stay at home
I feel
and
you.
like cook and clean and chill, and like you can go out and fend for me. Sometimes I am a bit like,
Well, we've had to become very independent women because that's just how we've had to do
Yeah.
it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's paying our rent? No man.
not even the government.
Not even the government. So it's annoying.
Yeah,
We're forced to become these independent women,
yeah,
strong and powerful.
yeah. And it's time, I think, a little bit to be kept.
Oh, that would be nice. wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that would
that
be
would
really
be
nice.
so
That would
nice.
be really, really nice.
As Gemma Collins said, I just want someone to make me a cup of tea and put 70 quid of petrol in my car every month and I'll be happy. And that's so fucking true. I don't need a man to fucking do anything for me. Anything.
No.
But if a man did, woo,
Yeah, I don't need
Nice.
you to, but I would like you to.
effort is lacking these days, I think. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying just in men, I think just in general.
In
with
general, yeah.
people are lacking effort.
Well, I think like from time where you don't even need to go to the shops no more. Like,
No, you don't.
people ain't making effort for things. Like, I don't even need to, like, I can order all my clothes to my house. I can order my shopping to my house. Like, really and truly, you don't even need to even leave the house if you don't want to. Like, if it's not required. So I feel
And
like,
you're a woman, so if you wanted to find a man, it'd be really easy to go online to do that too.
exactly.
I'm not saying men can't do that too, they can, but I think it's probably easier for women.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, just going if you went into any of our message requests, you would see could have a man stat. I could probably have a man that would be furniture as well.
I don't want a man that's furniture though.
No,
Like, that sounds funny and it
Sounds
might make me
funny.
laugh.
Yeah, but not
And
in
it
my
might
house.
be like,
not in my house.
yeah,
though.
I wouldn't want someone who was like seriously like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's good. Like Daisy said, do you know what I mean? It gets a bit old after a while.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah.
be really into it. So I think like if you're going to share a kink like that, you have to like,
Yeah.
if you're going to
Share
have a
it.
kink like that,
Yeah.
sorry, you're going to have to share it. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't just be like, just constantly like, babe, can I be your armchair? Like, I'm just trying to watch me true crime documentaries.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just sit down and watch Natalia
Yeah,
Grace.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, that's another one. I finished watching that with my friend last night.
I haven't finished it
Oh my god.
because I started from season 1. But do you think I can just jump to season 2? Because season 1 kind of bored me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, I think that season 2 is kind of they're both the same if you like, but they're just told from each side.
Yeah,
So I would
because I've read a lot about
you could
the parents' original story.
Yeah, so you get that Michael and Christine are fucking nuts
Yeah.
from the first season,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And there's something not up. But they do paint it in the first season, like they try and push the narrative that this little girl is
20
potentially
yeah,
born in 1989,
yeah.
which is fucking
But
crazy.
I know that she's obviously got like like what is dwarfism or something. It's
so she was a Ukrainian orphan with dwarfism.
Yeah. But she looks like a child though. Like and not
especially when you see her as an adult.
Yeah.
And she's not even an old adult now.
No, yeah, she does look like a little child even still.
But that's where it's interesting, because it's like, it's funny how like this woman and this man, because I do think that like Christine, the mum, was like the adoptive mother was like the brains behind it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I do think she was probably like the raging narcissist, and he was like the narcissist by proxy. Like he was like a byproduct of that, but he's
got his own things going on.
That man,
he's very odd.
That man is odd.
Yeah.
That man is very strange.
Yeah.
When he starts beating the floor, do you see that bit?
No. Okay, maybe I will watch.
You need to watch it. Because
Yeah.
I personally enjoyed season 1 more than season 2.
Okay.
Like, you get the facts because you hear Natalia's side of the story.
Yeah.
But you also like are going over the same shit.
Yeah.
But the end of season 2, at the end of season 1, there is like a fucking huge twist.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah.
I was on the flight to LA when I was watching it, downloaded it on my iPad.
Yeah.
So I watched it like, just absolutely rinsed it on the plane.
Yeah.
And then it was a night flight as well, so you know it's like all dark on the
Yeah,
plane.
just like cozied up in your little blankie. Yeah.
And then the last episode happens, I'm like, I look around and there's like, there's nobody to talk to.
And you can't even text anyone to be like, have you seen it? Yeah.
So there's me and my little ADHD brain just like, oh my god, I need to talk to someone about this. As soon as I got off the plane, I was like, to my friend Aurora, I was like, Aurora, have you seen this documentary? She was like, yes. I was like,
Thank fuck
for that. Let's talk about it. But yeah, the first and second season, the twist to the end, you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Yeah.
Buck wilds. Yeah.
Buck wild.
Mm-mm.
America is wild. Like the way that woman manipulated everyone around her to believe that an 8-year-old child was actually born. They changed her birthday, her legal birth year, from 2003 to 1989.
That's crazy.
1989 is my birth year.
Yeah.
Right? I was born in 1989. That shit is crazy.
Can they not get nicked for that?
Well, they both went on trial and they both got away with it. But this is where it's interesting, because they managed to swindle it that they legally got her age changed, right?
Yeah.
So they went to a court of law. The American justice system has seen it that this girl's age is wrong and they've re-aged her.
Yeah.
So it doesn't become a point of, is Christine and Michael wrong? It's a case now of, is the system wrong?
Yeah.
And the system wants to save face.
Yeah. So then it's
the system
just,
doesn't want to admit that they're wrong.
Yeah.
So even though that these two people are obviously fucking tapped, bruv, and they've been abusing this poor little child, and they neglected her and they abandoned her in this flat when she was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And they gaslit her and they manipulated her into actually believing herself that she wasn't the age that she was. But then all of a sudden, like when it becomes law, it's like, well,
we're not.
They're not gonna admit fault.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
But I think that these crime documentaries are interesting because it becomes part of the court of public opinion, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that shit is dangerous and powerful. Dangerous because we all know how like narratives can get taken and swept away with.
Yeah, definitely.
But also like sometimes the system doesn't work, and sometimes for whatever reason people get let down and they don't get the justice that they deserve. So I think that's when the court of public opinion is really important.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we need to know about this. One, because that person deserves justice if they do. And two, it's like, we are all living in the world, right? So this could happen to any of us. Like at any time, like the system could come down on us and fuck us in whatever way they wanted,
But it's also just the way that the facts are presented. Like, because I think the only problem with the court of public opinion is just because it's just because it's because like information is always going to be presented at a bias.
Yeah, of course.
And especially like generally the people who are telling the stories is like whoever's got the most money, do you know what I mean? And I think like especially with like the internet and social media and stuff like that, because like people just will read something and just take it as a fact instantly.
Yeah.
Nobody tries to like do no research about nothing or even try and find out like both sides of the story, anything. People are just like, because I remember when I first heard about that story, everyone was saying, dead ass, this is a grown woman.
Yeah.
And then like obviously even when I was looking at the pictures, I'm like, obviously I know she's got dwarfism, but she still does look young. Like she looks like a young person. And everybody, like even with this Gypsy Rose Blanchard thing, like she's come out of prison after like such a heinous thing that happened to her with her mother, and obviously what she did wasn't cool. I'm not condoning that she murdered her mum and whatever else, but like she was expected to be like this perfect victim and like, you know, just have no faults, and like she's got like 4.5 million followers across her social media. She's only been out for like a month, and then now people are trying to turn on her like, oh, like finding, oh, she said this, which hints that actually she like did that on purpose, or the story's not adding up and it's not true and stuff like that. And it's like,
well, we live in this age as well where we think that you're either good or you're bad.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no grey area.
No,
like,
there is no grey area.
Trauma and experience.
Exactly.
And whatever else,
we're all, every single one of us is built up of good and bad elements.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And like you said, it's the same with that girl, Gypsy Rose. It's the same with that Natalia Grace girl. It's like, because there's the question in the Natalia documentary in the second season is like, who's lying here? Yeah. And it's like, both of them. Both sides are probably lying.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
The truth's got to be somewhere in the middle, as with most things.
Yeah, exactly. But also, we, like you said, we have like, as a community, we have this online community as well. We have this expectation of people to like be what we think they should be.
Yeah.
And when they're not,
victim looks like.
And when they're not, it's like, oh,
well, you're a fucking evil bastard then. Yeah, instantly. Okay, well, you don't deserve to. Yeah, there's no middle ground of like, oh, that's a really horrible thing that happened to you. Like, because also, like, there are times where horrible things happen to people and they are horrible people, but like not even necessarily horrible in like their actions, but like just as people, like, but it doesn't take away from the fact that like something fucked up happened to them just because they're not a very nice person. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
so R. Kelly is a perfect example of this.
Oh god.
Sorry, I know this is getting so deep, but just to round off this conversation, and the point that you're making is exactly right. Like you, like I started watching the second series and the third series of Surviving R. Kelly. And he was abused as a child.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of times victims become
perpetrators.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And it can happen, you know, and I think that's obviously what's happened here. He obviously had a really fucked up childhood. Things happened to him that shouldn't have happened to him, and from that he was very confused about what sex was and the boundaries around what healthy and consensual sex is. So you can have empathy for him as the young boy that got abused, but it doesn't make it right. It
doesn't diminish the fact that he completely has like ruined so many lives. And you can't like, but it can be two things. Like it doesn't necessarily mean like
you can have empathy for the fact that happened to that person, but you know, like it's unforgivable what you have done, and you need to suffer the consequences of that. And these women,
it doesn't just completely like admit you from any responsibility or like accountability for what you've done.
Absolutely. Fucking hell, we got deep, didn't we?
Damn.
Deep quick. It don't take a lot, but it's either like really intense or really deep with us, or we're just chatting absolute
waffle
shit.
For real.
But if you I don't know, like if you guys are enjoying like hearing us chat shit about like certain things, people, documentaries, crime, whatever it is, you know, just like let us know, because we love talking about this, and if you enjoy hearing about it, we're happy to keep waffling on. Do you know what I mean?
Like we want this, like we said earlier, we want this to be like an interactive pod as well, that we like, you know, take on things that you guys want to hear us talk about, or like if you guys have got any like cool stories that you've heard, like, you know, regarding cults or true crime, or any like recommendations for us to watch and talk
anything
about,
you think
like,
that we need to be watching and we should be discussing, let us know, because like I love
we just bang out bare documentaries.
I love a new we'll sit there in the middle of the night watching oh my god, can we just talk about one more before we go? American Nightmare.
Oh my god.
Trigger warning for anyone who hasn't watched it. It is actually really intense. Lots of talk about like sexual assault and rape and things like that. So it is a really heavy one, but it's fucking wild. And it's interesting because it's about what we've been talking about and the narrative of things, because there's 3 episodes, and each episode you're completely like,
what the hell?
The first episode you think this bitch is lying. The second,
and the
first episode you think he's done it. Second episode you think she's lying, and then the third episode you're like, oh my god, this is what's happening.
But I guess like it's the way that it's done is really interesting, because that's kind of how law enforcement was treating it in the first place. Was like, initially like really coming down hard on the guy, like, you've kidnapped her and and then the second thing is like, okay, well then she must be a fucking liar. But like whole time basically they just didn't actually want to do any work.
No.
Like, pretty
and
much.
they were already biased because one of the policemen who was working on it was ex-girlfriend of the guy's other girlfriend from before.
Yeah. And it was like initially like him that he was her that he was supposed to go for the guy as well, wasn't it? He wasn't even going for the girl.
This wasn't meant for you.
Yeah. But then he was like, sorry, but now I've got to do it.
Well, yeah,
and
like sick motherfucker.
Yeah, and then like nobody like listened to any. And the thing is, it's so funny and interesting with like, well, it's not funny obviously, but it's so interesting with these cases because you do see it a lot in like the UK as well, that like the dots do not get connected because police departments also do not want to work with each other.
No,
because it's the same thing that happened with the Yorkshire Ripper, because he was doing stuff in Manchester and Sheffield and Yorkshire and Leeds and whatever. The police departments didn't want to work with each other because of this like misogynistic macho attitude that they wanted to be the one to solve the case, when that's got nothing to do with it. But it's just because like it's never really about the victims. It's always about like, I solved the case and and it's like, what was the guy's name again? Officer Mustard or something.
Oh, what, the guy in American?
Yeah.
He was
so go back to Cluedo.
Jarring,
it's been a lot of Cluedo chat this pods. But like literally he was just like really, really nasty man, and I can't imagine like going through that experience, because especially how weird it was as well.
So weird.
Because the guy was like weird.
Yeah.
Like, because it was like half apologetic and then even acting like they were on a date and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was like, he was being the perpetrator and the saviour.
Yeah, it was playing really like both weird.
Roles. It was creepy.
Yeah, because when he said to that woman, oh, by the way, like, get a dog.
Get a dog.
Because then this won't happen to you in future.
Yeah, you should get a guard dog. It might keep you safer.
Yeah. Like, what?
Thanks.
Get out of my fucking house. Like, what are you even doing here?
Terrifying.
So strange.
The gumption of some fucking people. The gall.
The gall.
It's crazy. But I actually watched that when I had jet lag. I got back from Oakland a couple of weeks ago and I watched that because I couldn't sleep. And I finished watching it. Yeah, because I live alone, innit? Yeah. But luckily I got dogs.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Two gnarly shih tzus will fuck you up and try anything with me.
Make you headbutt you.
But I legit was like, oh, that was very unnerving.
Yeah.
I went through my whole house afterwards. I went and made sure every door and every window was locked.
Yeah.
I looked under every sofa, every bed in my house, and I was like, just to be safe.
No, yeah, because that, like the way that all happened was
it
like not a joke.
Yeah, it's not a joke.
It was really, really unnerving.
That shit is terrifying.
Yeah, because there was even like, sorry, we'll wrap this up.
We are gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, because there's even like the Golden State Killer. Have you heard about that guy?
Oh my god, no. Maybe we can talk about him next time.
Yeah, so I just quickly, but he basically would like break into people's houses and leave things for him later to come back and like help him kidnap people. Like he'd leave rope and for later. So there was like times where he didn't like get women, but they would find like weapons that he'd left in their house because he'd like break in and leave himself an escape route.
Fucking
hell, there's much more to that story, but yeah. Crazy, innit?
You can fill me in next
time. Very, because
I'm not gonna watch the documentary on it right now.
No, I listened to a podcast about it over the lockdown, and bro, when I say I was like, it still unnerves me now. Like I was actually scared shitless. Like if I go into the house, I'm on my own. I'm like looking for like rope and like I'm like making sure everything's locked. But yeah,
you got to. That's just
tripping.
Smart. Yeah,
that's
just
crazy.
Smart as a girl that lives on her own.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't live on our own. We live with big, scary men.
Yeah. I live with a big bear. I live with my dad and he'll beat you up.
Yeah, that's true.
If I ever find him. But
Daddy, where are you?
Papa, can you hear me?
Good sport, Jen. Good sport.
My good girl time.
No, seriously, today's been amazing. It's been amazing chatting to you. Yep. I can't wait for more of this. Thank you everyone who is watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for supporting. We want to hear from you. We want to chat to you. We want to connect to you. So send us an email with your stories and your confessions. And tune in. We've got so much coming in the works for you. So many more episodes of Under Your Skin, more podcasts from us, and just way more fun. Things from conventions and travel and all of that, you know. We're going to be here sharing it with you. So see you soon.
Bye.